Hello, my name is Sebastian Walter. I'm one of the developers at Gaming Mind Studios located in Germany, and I'm here today to present to you our latest title being in development, which is Rise of Venice. Rise of Venice is based on our very popular trading simulation system series, but is a very brand new IP to us, because for the first time ever we're introducing the players to interact with the cities throughout the Mediterranean Sea in the 15th century during the Renaissance. First of all, I want to talk about the game modes we are offering. Of course, we have the campaign mode, which will provide a fully compelling story about treason and intrigue. It's also recommended to play this first to learn the basic and the advanced mechanics our game is offering. Then we have the free play mode, which we call our sandbox mode. I get deeper into this, in which I can decide the starting capital, the game world size I want to do, and also if the goods should be random. I can adjust further settings like price curve, maintenance, cost, pirate activity, and stuff like that. And last but not least, we're introducing the scoreboard match, in which we'll challenge the player to succeed in completing certain scenarios in which you, for example, run as a goal to have a certain amount of wealth or attain a specific rank, and based on the difficulty setting you're choosing, a multiplier will adjust, which after you have succeeded in completing the challenge give you a certain score, which you then can submit into a scoreboard to compete yourself and compare with other players. But to actually play with other players, we do also provide a multiplayer mode in which you can play up to 4 players locally and online. Okay, let's get right into the campaign to get an idea of what's going on. What we're seeing right now is Venice being at its peak of its power during the Renaissance, and was viewed as a city of decadence, beauty, and intrigue. Also renowned as the linchpin of civilization and the cultural center of Europe, Venice was the most important trading post in Western Europe, between the Western Europe and the eastern stretch of the Mediterranean Sea. It was also the stage for political corruption and clandestine dealings. This is the place where we start our story, with you as the player taking the role of a young man striving for success, wealth, and power. To do so, you're starting up with your very own trading fleet, because originally coming from a family of mercenaries, which was very common at this time, the last wish of your grandfather is to get into the Venetian society and attain a higher reputation with this than being a mercenary by running your very own trading empire. So you set off to start with your very own trading fleet with the support of your family, and get in contact with the Venetian society and the political stage over there. But at the time you come in contact with the political stage, you notice that there is something going on in the inner circle, and that there is a traitor who works behind the curtain to sabotage or has his very own interests. And throughout the story, which will last about 12 to 15 hours for casual players, will unveil, of course, the truth behind what's going on in Venice at this time. During the course of the story, we will provide up to 15 of those cutscenes to explain in depth what's going on in the story at certain points. And of course, you will be interacting with a lot of families and persons, and it's up to you to decide which one can be trusted and which may be a traitor. I'll just run this, I think, to capture some more material for you, because this is not yet fully dubbed, I think, so it's not final yet. There you go. Should be finished any minute now. Just the old guy left. Here he is. Hey. So just that we have this on record. And here we go.
So that's one of the missions, and you have to use your squad kind of combined.
So here we are. Finally in the game, yes. What we are looking at now is Venice, which is the starting city from which you want to expand your trading empire. The first thing I want to stress out is a major change we have made in comparison to our prior installments is that we've combined the city view with the overall CMap view. So with this unique 3D environment in its detail we are supplying, you'll be able to navigate your convoys around the 25 cities in the Mediterranean Sea, but also being able to zoom in right to the city you prefer and see what's going on over there, and of course interact with the buildings over there. You can not only select the buildings by just clicking on the building, but if zoomed out, you can make use of this menu to get into the desired building you want to interact with. At this time, we are providing 22 goods, which were common throughout this era, of which 20 can be produced directly in the Mediterranean Sea, and 2 of them, historically correct, were imported at this time. Silk and spices were imported in exchange for salt and cotton. As you can see, also new to our series is that you won't be able to navigate and interact with all of the 22 goods from the very beginning, because as it was known, starting off your trading empire with no name on your back, you'll just have the permission to deal with certain goods at the start of your trading career. To raise in your rank, you have to get in contact with the political stage, which is represented by the Council of the Ten. The Council of the Ten consisted of the 10 most powerful and influenced families in Venice at this time, and they decide, based on their reputation, if you're allowed to attain a higher rank and therefore attain the right to interact with further goods and interact with another city. Okay, in the interest of time, I think I'm loading up a save game I've prepared for myself. There you go. Here I've already attained the rank of an overseas merchant, and I'm also fulfilling all the requirements to attain the next rank. Therefore, I'm heading to the Senate again, and I'm checking upon the reputation I have with each of the families at this point, and I think I'll be doing good. So I'm trying to advance, and as you can see, I succeed in fulfilling all the requirements. I start the vote, and the vote will be fully simulated. And as you can already guess from their gestures, I'm doing pretty well right now. Here we go. Perfect. Should this be flawless? No, of course. There's this one guy does not like to progress me, but I had 9 out of 10 votes. So here I go, being a grand merchant right now, and rewarded to be able to lead up to 4 convoys at this point. And also I'm presented with a new ship which can be accessed in the harbor. Besides the political stage in Venice, there is this new addition, which is very important. This is the family, which was very common at this time, that specific persons from your family will be placed in certain positions in the Venetian society if you were able to do so. So, for example, I can send my aunt as an advocatress to raise my reputation in a certain city. Or, as you can see, I have 2 brothers here which are in service of being a captain. So if I build up a new captain, they will take the seat as the captain of the convoy. Therefore, I have a new ship rewarded. I will do this right now. And as you can see, my brother Federico is offering his service as the captain. And because I do appreciate this, he brings already a very powerful skill set with him. I'm forming this convoy because, speaking of the captains at this point, by every action you make, by navigating through the world, by exploring and discovering new towns, doing trading, get engaged in combat, your captain will attain experience points, which then can be spent on the 6 attributes we are offering. Therefore, for example, I can build up myself a very powerful cannoneer captain, which is good in sea battles, and also a navigator, which will be good at roaming around and exploring the sea. Okay. Speaking of fighting, we'll just load up another save game, so I can show you how it is to be engaged in battle. Here we go. Again, we are offering for the players who only are interested in the simulation itself to do the battle automatically, but also for the ones who want to even the odds or to come back from the lower hand, we offer the option to do the manual battle. We'll step right into this. We'll provide this battle with 5 to 5 convoys against each other, and you can take control of every convoy in your fleet, which has been selected to be a fighting convoy, and the other ones can be given orders like which ammunition to choose from or which tactic to follow. So also depending on the location on the actual sea map where the fight is taking place, we're keeping this in mind for the surroundings. So if you're very near to the coastline, like I do in this battle, there will be a lot of reefs where you can run into, and bigger ships will be slowed down, and you can make advantage of this, of course. Also, you can change the time at any given time during the battle if you want to speed things on. Okay, now I'm trying to make use of some of the chain shots to lower the health of their sails, but for this kind of guy it does not matter because he's using a galley, so he more relies on the power of his crew maneuvering the ship. So I'll start canister shot to get those guys out of the way and kill as many sailors possible on his deck, to weaken him not only on speed, but also on the possibility to enter his ship, because I really want his ship. And here you go. I speed things up. Here you go. Alright. I think I'll show now another addition we made. We already knew the explosive barrels from the prior installments we've made. If I'm lucky, but I think this guy knows what I'm up to. He's not running into those. But what I can make use of now is also to pour oil from the back of the ship and set this on fire to get some kind of area control here. And so if he really runs into this, he'll set his own ship on fire. But keep in mind, there's friendly fire also available. So if my ships are running into this, they'll get set on fire as well. All right. So I think we've weakened him enough, and this brings us to the point where I can make use of one benefit I can take out of manual combat, and this is entering the enemy ship and go into boarding battle. Trying to get alongside to him, but he's still pretty fast. But here we go. I think we got him. Let's check this. And here we go. There's the boarding battle. I absolutely succeed in this because I have more people on deck. Because due to the canister shots I was firing on his crew, and therefore just a few left. Here we go. There's the other guy. I think going to sink this one to not getting any more damage. Here you go. Take this. Here we go. He's gone. And so we just have to keep track of one guy left. And there he is. He's trying to run off. And here we go. There we go. I think maybe we can take his ship as well in boarding battle, but come on, take this. He's not slow enough yet, so I think we just stick to sink this guy. There you go. Now my other ship is coming up. And now we flank him from both sides. This is the point where he has absolutely no chance to escape. And there we go. Alright. And as I mentioned, my benefit out of this battle, okay, I lost one ship, but on the other hand, I achieved to board one of his ships, and this will be now added to my convoy. Alright. Okay. Another thing I want to show you about this world is I'm just loading up another save game. Okay. Alright. Another thing I want to show about this world is us being able to display events. No, it is the wrong one. I want to take this one. Here we go. To display world events directly on the C-map, so you get to notice about them at any time. And therefore I'm entering Naples here, because as you can guess, there is the Etna right next to this one, and it's a very rare chance that this one will erupt. It's actually, I think, a 5% chance erupting every 2 years, but with me as a developer having around, I'm able to do this right here. There you go. And this is one of the, of course, rarer events which can take place on the map itself. But there will be other ones, like for example this wood fire here burning across the forest in the north, and earthquakes which can take place, which are much more common to the eastern part, or in the southern part, African cities, which will be hit by sandstorms and deserts, droughts, which are very common in this area, of course. All right. And last but not least, I'd like to get a little bit more in detail about managing a huge world like we have shown here already in this advanced gameplay. I choose to make a trading route here between Venice and Rome, to just show you a little bit how easy it is to bring your raw materials from one city to another. For example, I'm producing salt and cloth in Venice, and they are needed for the productions of meat and clothing over here in Rome. Therefore, I'm setting up a route starting in Venice, but I guess I'll make some quick money in Zara, and then later on advance to Rome and then return. Now it's time to use our very handy meta actions we are giving, with which you can mainly do everything throughout the story and the game. So what I wanted to do is load the raw materials in Venice, additional goods for Zara, switch to Zara. Due to the fact I do not have a warehouse there, I can only sell goods and make some profit. Afterwards, coming to Rome, I want to unload my raw materials and also load the goods which were created in Rome to bring them back to Venice. Therefore, I'm just emptying my convoy over here. Alright, and that's just it. Activating the route, switching to cargoes to show you, and the time the convoy arrives in town, managing with the warehouse. It loads the cargo I desired. I told him to, here are the raw materials needed for the productions, and off he goes, and that's it. Of course, again, for the core players, we'll give the opportunity to fully modify what they desire in their trading routes. Therefore, we have added the manual settings in which you can choose the direction with which you want to interact with the city or the warehouse, saying I want maximum amount of this, I want everything at 100% price of average, and if I have made up my perfect route, I of course can save this route and load this for later times or for other convoys which will be added to this trading route. Alright, I guess that's about it. Yeah, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to this game being on PC retail and digital on September 27th this year. Thanks.